Okay, again, welcome to the Ways and Means Committee bill hearings where senators believe they do not have to appear for their bills. So, Senate Bill 121, Senator Rosa Pepp. Hey, come on up. Welcome, Senator Rosa Pepp. Senate Bill 121. Whenever you're ready, sir.
Thank you. That is the warmest welcome I've ever gotten in a House or Senate committee, so I really appreciate it very, very much. And having served in this committee back when I was in the House, I'm always glad to be back. Over the years, the legislature has done many things to try to help all our young people, but more recently, we've got a lot of focus on helping the 2/3 of our young people who earn no degree, BA or AA, by age 25. That's what the Kerwin Commission found. 1/3 earn a degree, 2/3 don't earn a post-high school degree. So this bill is part of that continuing effort to bring to the attention of young people, everybody, including those who are going to college, but particularly those who are more focused on working when they get out of high school, what the opportunities are. So it has 3 provisions. There is a platform that is used by most school systems in Maryland called Naviance, where students go in and look at their interests, look at their aptitudes, look at possibilities. And for years, Naviance has sold the data to colleges so that colleges can market to the kids. They have not been given that same access to employers or apprenticeship sponsors or folks with non-college opportunities for the kids. So the first thing this bill says is, with the parents' permission, if businesses, not just business, employers, profit, nonprofit, employers or apprenticeship programs which register with the State Department of Labor or the local workforce board want to get access to that same information about what are the kids who are good at math, what are the kids who like to work outside, what are the kids who want to work in social settings, whatever it may be. They then can bring to the attention, just like the colleges do, here's the opportunity we have in IT, or here's the opportunity we have in the medical field, or here's the opportunity we have in any other occupation. So that's number one. Number two, it says that when high schools promote college opportunities, basically, and the example that I always cite may not be true in schools in your district, but in my district, when you go into a high school, you'll often see either in the guidance office or sometimes in individual classrooms, a lot of college pennants, which is great, showing colleges that maybe some of the teachers went to, or just colleges in the area, or outside the area. The second provision of the bill says that when high schools are promoting visually and in other ways college options, they need to give the same opportunity for employers, so that if you got college pennants, you got to have employer logos, so kids can see that there are options and what some of the options might be. And the third is, some school systems pay the cost for kids to take the SAT tests. Not all do. But there are also tests to get into apprenticeship programs and to get into other kinds of non-college post-secondary opportunities. And so this would say that if a school system decides to pay for the SATs, they need to pay for equivalent examinations for other opportunities that are work-focused. That's the bill.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the committee? Okay, seeing none. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you very, very much.
That concludes the testimony on Senate Bill 121. Senate Bill 127, Senator Ellis. Welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. Are they virtual? I'm sorry, Senator Ellis. Back to Senate Bill 121. Deborah Brocado? She is not here. So, okay, that does conclude the testimony on Senate Bill 121. Thank you. All right, Senator Ellis, Senate Bill 127.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Atterbury, members of the House Ways and Means Committee. I'm Arthur Ellis, representing District 28 in Charles County in the Senate of Maryland. Here to present to you today Senate Bill 127, the Maryland Longitudinal Data System Center, Student FAFSA, free application for federal student aid data reporting requirements. This bill is a result of legislation that passed this body in 2021, requiring high schools to help more students fill out their financial aid forms. Marylanders were leaving $1.5 billion on the table every year in application and Pell Grants. And that bill, which passed Chapter 577, brought in nonprofit groups, local community colleges into our high schools to help our overworked counselors complete the FAFSA for as many students as possible. In that bill, we put in a requirement for each local high school, each local school district to report to the Maryland Longitudinal Data Center on FAFSA completion rates. Well, the Longitudinal Data Center came back to me and said, hey, Senator, that's a lot of work. We can get it done easier. Instead of all the school districts reporting to us, we can get that data from the Maryland scholarships program. MEHEC, the Maryland Higher Education Commission. And so they can gather that data for all the school districts from the Maryland Higher Education Center, MEHEC, and save a lot of time, a lot of people power, hours in collecting the data. So this bill is simply a cleanup bill which allows the Maryland Higher Education Center to collect all the data instead of the school systems throughout Maryland have to individually supply that information to the Longitudinal Data Center. So that's, in a nutshell, the bill. Madam Chair and committee members, I ask for a favorable report on Senate Bill 127.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Okay, seeing none. Thank you, Senator Ellis.
Okay.
That concludes the testimony on Senate Bill 127, Senate Bill 205, and Senator King's office.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Patty Horton for Senator King. Senate Bill 205 is a corrective bill that is an exact cross-file of HB 276 that was unanimously passed by this committee. So on behalf of Senator King, I respectfully request a favorable report.
Any questions? Okay, thank you. That concludes the testimony on Senate Bill 205, Senate Bill 348.
Thank you again, Patty Horton for Senator King. Senate Bill 348, which is cross-filed with HB 369, will gradually increase the funding up for the State Library Resource Center over the next 6 fiscal years from the current rate of $1.97 per state resident to $2.52 per state resident in fiscal year 2023. This legislation will allow our state library to continue to offer the services that are so important to our libraries and our residents of all ages. So again, on behalf of Senator King, I respectfully request a favorable report.
Okay, any questions? Okay, seeing none, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That concludes the testimony on Senate Bill 348, and that concludes the hearings for the Ways and Means Committee today. Thank you, everyone.